All right, today we're going to be looking at lesson 6, solving problems by finding equivalent ratios. So let's look at exercise 1. The business district hotel caters to people who travel for different types of business trips. On Saturday night, there is not a lot of business travel, so the ratio of the number of occupied rooms to the number of unoccupied rooms is 2 to 5. However, on Sunday night, the ratio of the number of occupied rooms to the number of unoccupied rooms is 6 to 1. Due to the number of business people attending a large conference in the area. If the business direct hotel has 432 occupied nights on Sunday night, how many unoccupied rooms does it have on Saturday night? All right, so you were given two different ratios here. Let's start by setting up Saturday. So on Saturday, we had a 2 to 5 ratio for occupied to unoccupied. So let's just draw that in. 2 to 5. Let's draw on Sunday. So on Sunday, we had a 6 to 1 ratio of occupied to unoccupied. So let's draw that out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1. And we know that on Sunday, there were 432 occupied rooms. And we want to figure out how many rooms were unoccupied on Saturday. So we're trying to find Saturday's unoccupied amount. So what we need to do is 432 divided by 6. So 432 divided by 6. 6 can't go into 4, but it can go into 43 7 times. And we get 42 with 1 left over. 6 goes into 12 twice. And now we have our answer, 72. So each one of these parts is 72. Which also tells us on Sunday they had 72 unoccupied rooms. But we're looking for unoccupied rooms on Saturday. All right, so let's figure this out. We have 5 parts to our tape diagram that are 72 each. So 5 times 72 gives us 360. So now we're able to answer our question. How many unoccupied rooms does it have on Saturday night? On Saturday night, there are 360 unoccupied rooms at the hotel. So we took what we knew about Sunday and figured out its value, assuming that these are equal to 360 on Friday night. Let's go to question 2. Peter is trying to work out by completing sit-ups and push-ups in order to gain muscle mass. Originally, Peter was completing 5 sit-ups for every 3 push-ups, but then he injured his shoulder. After the injury, Peter completed the same number of repetitions as he did before his injury, but completed 7 sit-ups for every 1 push-up. During a training session after his injury, Peter completed 8 push-ups. How many push-ups was Peter completing before his injury? And there's our question. We want to find out how many push-ups was Peter completing before his injury? So let's set up pre-injury and after injury. Right. So we know originally he was completing 5 sit-ups. So 5 sit-ups for every 3 push-ups. Let's draw that out. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. And after it, he completed 7 sit-ups for every 1 push-up. So 7 for sit-ups and 1 for push-ups. So let's draw that out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1 push-up. So if we know the value of 1 for the push-ups after his injury, he completed 8. So the value of this box is going to be 8. So we can put 8 into all of our little boxes. Now let's go back to the question to determine what we're looking for. How many push-ups was Peter completing before his injury? So we're looking at push-ups. And we have 3 boxes of 8. So we're going to do 3 times 8, which is 24. So then I think we can answer our question now. Before his injury, Peter was able to complete 24 push-ups. Good. So we were able to figure out the value of the 1 box and put it towards our push-ups on the other side to get the answer of 24 push-ups. Let's go on. All right, now we're looking at number 3. So Tom and Larry like to make bets about outcomes of different contests between them. Before the last bet, the ratio of the amount of Tom's money to the amount of Rob's money was 4 to 7. So we have Tom's money to Rob's money was 4 to 7. Rob lost the latest competition, and now the ratio of the amount of Tom's money to the amount of Rob's money is 8 to 3. If Rob had 280 before the last competition, how much does Rob have now that he lost the bet? All right, so let's set this up. Before, Tom had 4 and Rob had 7. So let's draw that out. 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And after, Tom had 8 and Rob had 3. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, and we know before the last competition that Rob had $280. So we know this is equal to $280. So we're going to divide this 280 by the 7 parts that are in the tape diagram. 7 goes into 28. It goes in 4 times. And 7 goes into 0 times. So we know each box is valued at 40. So let's fill in all of our boxes. Now figure out how much does Rob lost the bet. So Rob has 40 in each of these. So let's do 3 times 40, and we end up with 120. So now we can answer our question. How much Rob lost the bet? After Rob lost the bet, he had $120. Good. Now let's move on to 4. A sporting goods store ordered new bikes and scooters. For every 3 bikes ordered, 4 scooters were ordered. However, bikes were way more popular than scooters. So the store changed its next order. The new ratio of the number of bikes to the number of scooters ordered was 5 to 2. If the same amount of sporting equipment was ordered in both orders and 64 scooters were ordered originally, how many bikes were ordered as part of the new order? All right, so let's start up our tape diagram. So our first order and our second order. So at first, we had 3 bikes for every 4 scooters. In our second order, we had 5 bikes for every 2 scooters. One, two, three, four, 2. All right, so we know originally there were 64 scooters ordered. So we need to divide that 64 by 4 because there were 4 parts. So 64, 4. 4 goes into 6 once. We have 2. 4 goes into 24 6 times. And we end up with 0. So each box has a value of 16. All right, so now we need to figure out how many bikes were ordered as part of the new order. So we're going to do 5 times 16 to get 80. So we know in the new order, there are 80 bikes. So in the new order, there are 80 bikes. Good. Now let's look at number 5. At the beginning of grade 6, the ratio of the number of advanced math students to the number of regular ed math students was 3 to 8. However, after taking placements tests, students were moved around, changing the ratio of math students to the number of regular math students to 4 to 7. How many students started in regular math and advanced math if there were 92 students in advanced math after the placement test? So we're trying to find out how many students started in regular math and advanced math. So let's do our start and after test. So for advanced, we had 3. And for regular, we had 8. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. And after the test, we had 4 in advanced and 7 in regular. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. And we know that after the placement test, there were 92 students in advanced math. So we know this is 92. So what we're going to do is we're going to divide that 92 by 4. 92, 4. 4 goes into 9 twice. We get 1. 4 goes into 12 3 times, so 23. So each box is representative of 23. So let's go back and look for what we're looking for. So how many students started in regular math and advanced math? So we can do 23 times 3 and end up with 69, and 23 times 8 and end up with 184. So now we know how many students were both in advanced and regular math. So in advanced math, there were 69 students. And in regular math, there were 184 students before the test. All right, well, that's all there is to lesson 6.